The night my little brother said, "He's standing in the trees again," I thought he was imagining it. 3 days later, he was gone. My name's Ava Carter. I was 16 when this happened, 2019, in a tiny forest town in Washington called Pine Ridge. Population? Nobody. Just trees, rain, and one road in and out. Our house was right at the edge of the woods, and my bedroom window faced straight into the tree line. At night it wasn't dark, it was just black. Like the forest swallowed the light. At first I didn't care. I even slept with the blinds open. But a week after we moved in, my little brother, Noah, he was 8, started telling Mom he could see a tall man outside. Mom said, "It's just shadows, baby." I said, "Dude, go to sleep." But every night he woke up crying and pointing at my window. One morning I noticed muddy handprints on the glass, high up, way higher than Noah could reach. I asked Mom if she was cleaning outside. She said no. I tried to wipe them from the inside. They didn't smudge. It was like the mud was sealed in the glass. Then came the storm. Heavy rain, wind hammering the roof, branches hitting the house. Around 2 a.m., I woke up to this low, static sound. Not from my phone, the screen was off. Not from the TV, it was unplugged. It sounded like it was coming from outside. I turned to the window. Lightning flashed, and I saw someone standing at the edge of the woods. Tall, thin, still. No face, just this pale shape. I stared. Next flash, he was closer. I told myself I was half asleep. I pulled the blanket over my head, counted, peeked again. Nothing there. So I went back to sleep. Next morning, Noah was gone. Back door cracked open. Little rain boots missing. Mom panicking, screaming his name. We called 911. They searched the woods for 2 days. Dogs, volunteers, drones. They found the dog near the creek. They did not find Noah. They told us he wandered too far. They told us, this happens. But I remembered the handprints and the static. 3 nights later, I heard the same static again. Louder this time, like it was inside the walls. I sat up and the room was freezing. My phone was dead even though I'd charged it. Then I heard tapping on the window. Slow, calm, like whoever was out there wasn't in a hurry. I played and he was right there. Not at the forest, at the window. His head almost touched the top of the frame. Skin too pale, arms way too long. One hand resting on the glass like he was feeling for a way in. He didn't move, didn't tilt, didn't blink, he couldn't. No face. I couldn't scream. I just sat there, shaking. Then he tilted his head, like he was listening. I ran downstairs. Front door was wide open again. Mom wasn't there. I thought she'd gone looking for him, but her car keys were still on the counter. Police came back. They said maybe someone was messing with us, maybe some creep in the woods. But the mud on the floor went from the back door, straight to my room, and stopped at the window. We moved out the next week. Mom didn't even argue. We just packed boxes and left Pine Ridge behind like it was cursed. I thought that was it, until a month later I got an envelope. No name, no return address, just my first name, Ava, in a kid's handwriting. Inside was a photo. It was of our old house, taken from the trees, at night. You can see my window. And in the window, you can see Noah, standing there, looking out, like he lives there now. And right behind him, taller, faceless, something with a hand on his shoulder. So if your little brother says there's a tall man in the trees, believe him.
You ever watch something late at night and your screen glitches for just a second? Maybe you think it's bad Wi-Fi or your laptop heating up. That's what I thought too. Until the glitch started showing things that weren't supposed to be there. Hey, my name's Ethan Collins. I was 21, a film student at Westbridge University in northern Wisconsin. This happened in October 2022, right before Halloween. I don't talk about it much because nobody believes me. But if you've ever seen static on your screen, maybe you should stop watching this right now, because that's how it started for me. It was my senior year short film project. I was editing footage from an abandoned parking lot just outside town. Around 2 a.m, I paused the video and the frame flickered. Not buffering, but real analog static, the kind you see on old VHS tapes. I leaned closer and noticed a tall shape near the light pole. It wasn't moving, just standing there. No face, no detail, just dark. At first I thought I'd left a crew member in frame, so I scrubbed back. Nothing. Fast forward again, and there it was, still as a statue. I figured it was a rendering glitch and went to bed. Next day in class, the projector glitched for half a second during someone's presentation. Static again. Same kind of interference. And right before it vanished, I saw that same tall figure. Nobody else reacted. I just sat there, frozen. That night I replayed my footage to prove to myself it was nothing, but the static got louder. A crackling hiss that shouldn't have existed, since the clip had no sound. Then my webcam light flicked on. I wasn't on a call, no apps were open. The screen flickered once more, and suddenly it wasn't showing the parking lot anymore. It was showing my dorm room, me, sitting at my desk. And behind me, something was standing. I turned instantly, but the room was empty. The light switched off by itself. My heart was pounding so hard it hurt. I slammed my laptop shut and didn't sleep the rest of the night. Next morning I told my friend Marcus. He laughed, said it sounded like a Slender Man story. I laughed too, but his voice cracked a little, like he didn't find it funny either. That night around 3 a.m, Marcus called me. His voice was shaking. He said, "Bro, what's this video you sent me?" I told him I hadn't sent him anything. He said, "Then why is it moving?" He texted a screenshot. It was my parking lot clip, but now the tall figure wasn't near the light pole. It was right behind the camera. I didn't hear from Marcus again after that call. The next day, police found his car, parked deep in Blackwood Forest, about 10 miles from campus. Engine still running, driver's door open. No Marcus. I tried explaining everything, showed them my footage, but every file was corrupted. Even my backups, blank. They said maybe it was stress. Maybe I was seeing patterns. That night I unplugged everything. Phone, laptop, even my TV, and finally tried to sleep. Around 3 a.m, I woke to the sound of static. Not from a screen, from inside my head. It felt like electricity crawling through my skull. My body wouldn't move. I could see the corner of my room. And that's when I saw him again. Too tall for the ceiling, head bent sideways, arms hanging like wires. My phone buzzed once on the nightstand. The screen lit up an unknown number, and the message said, "I see you now." When I blinked, he was gone. Now, whenever I open a screen, any screen, it flickers for just a second. Sometimes I catch a glimpse of static that isn't supposed to be there. And every time, I feel the air shift behind me. So if your screen glitches while you're watching this, maybe it's not your Wi-Fi. Maybe he's watching you too.
The night those kids disappeared behind the Silver Birch Motel, everyone in Maple Falls blamed coyotes, runaways, or bad parenting. But I was there when the first one vanished, and I still see it when I close my eyes. My name's Caleb Reed. I was 17, working nights at that same motel off Highway 12 in Idaho. It was the summer of 2021. Humid, quiet, the kind of heat that sticks to your skin. Behind the motel sat an old playground. Rusted swings, a crooked slide, and a merry-go-round half buried in weeds. Locals said it was haunted. I thought it was just a story parents told to keep kids from wandering out there. That night, around midnight, I'd just finished mopping the lobby when I heard a child laughing outside. Quick, high-pitched, like somebody trying not to be heard. The motel was empty except for 2 truckers upstairs, so I grabbed my flashlight and stepped through the back door. The air felt heavy. No wind, only the smell of pine and wet asphalt. One swing moved slowly, creaking, squeaking like something invisible sat on it, while the others hung dead still. I whispered, "Hello? Anybody out there?" The swing stopped. That was worse than hearing it move. Then I saw small, barefoot prints in the dirt, leading toward the trees, and standing near the slide was a boy, maybe 8 or 9. Blue pajamas, pale as the moonlight. I asked, "Hey, buddy, you lost? Where's your mom?" He didn't answer. He just turned his head slowly and pointed at the woods. I raised the light and caught something tall at the edge of the tree line. Taller than any man, thin like shadow stretched wrong. My beam flickered once, and when it steadied, the boy and the shape were gone. I locked every door that night. Next morning, I told my manager, Gary. He laughed. "You've been watching ghost shows, Caleb." I laughed too, just so he'd stop looking at me like I was crazy. But that afternoon, police cruisers rolled into the lot. A kid named Eli Turner had gone missing. I told the officers what I'd seen. They nodded, wrote it down, eyes tired, like they'd heard that story before. 3 nights later, another child disappeared, a girl from across the highway. Then another the week after. No bodies, no trail, no sound, just gone. After that, the motel never felt empty. Around midnight, the office intercom would crackle with static, a low hum, then whispers threading through it. Sometimes laughter, faint and echoing, like it came from down the hall. One night, the voice came clear. "He's still here." I yanked the plug from the wall, but the sound kept going, crawling through the wires. My flashlight rolled off the desk, and outside the swing started again. Slow, rhythmic, deliberate. I ran through the lobby and out the front door. I didn't stop until I hit the highway. Next morning, the police taped the place off. Gary's niece, Haley, had vanished during a sleepover. They shut the motel down within a week. I left town that same night, thinking distance would help. For a while, it did, until a month later when my phone buzzed at 3 a.m. Unknown number, a voicemail. Static at first, then a whisper. "Come back, Caleb." I threw the phone, but the voice kept playing from the floor, like it wasn't coming from the speaker anymore. I could still hear the swing creaking somewhere in the static. Now, sometimes in my dreams, I'm back there. The playground glows under a half moon, the woods bending inward, and the boy stands beside the slide, smiling this time, whispering something I can almost understand. If you ever pass through Maple Falls, don't stop at the Silver Birch Motel. And if you hear children laughing behind it, don't go check.